Hello all and welcome back to yet another recording on the Aussie Gamers channel. And today I thought we'd shake it up once again. We've spent a lot of time shaking it up with different types of videos lately, checking out things like Mecklenburg, introducing new people like Hero. And I thought on this occasion, instead of introducing someone or checking out a new game, we'd actually discuss game development. I've been doing this for a bit of time myself, and as you can see, yes, this is a truck I built in front of us. Um, is it designed to be as simple as it looks? Yes. And I will get into why in a second. Um, as we also do actually turn this truck, which is currently set up, I believe, as a pumper, um, into a tanker, or the third variant of tankers that I'm doing for this project. But the main thing is, with this recording, it's actually about discussing different styles and just being an introduction to game development. Chances are covering stuff that other people have covered before, but who knows? Maybe the way I explain it might actually help you a lot more than other people's explanations. Uh, Starting with, and I think it's the biggest point when it comes to game development, is the usage of free models. Everyone's got a different opinion. I respect everyone's opinion on it. But mine, well, let's just say mine is use them, never take credit for them, because they're always someone else's. Never take credit for someone else's stuff. You will get a lot of fire if you do. It ain't worth it. So never take credit for someone else's work, but also use it not as a asset for your game, but use it as something to learn from, something that you can build up above, and yeah, just understand how to actually build stuff on Roblox Studio. Which yes, you will need for any game development on Roblox. You do need Roblox Studio, which is only available on laptops and PCs, Macs and MacBooks. So if you're just using an iPad or a phone, unfortunately, you can't do it at this point in time. As far as I'm aware, there is no plans for such features, and as far as I'm aware, there is no ability to use Studio on mobile devices. Um, so with those couple of things out of the way, styles. There are countless different styles you can use or do on Roblox Studio. Um, not just on Roblox Studio. There's countless different styles you can use or make when it comes to games. I've chosen to go with a very old classic one here for this project. Um, when I say old and classic, I'm referring to old classic Roblox, before all the fancy updates we got. Um, and before it became ultra realistic in its details and stuff of that nature. Not saying that there's anything wrong with it. If you like the highly realistic games, great. I know they're not for everyone. I know that's okay too. But that is one of the biggest details you need to think about when you are making a game is the style of that game. I will get into size and all that in a second, but the main thing you need to work out is what style do I want my game to look or to have. Do I want it to be classic? Do I want it to be realistic? Do I want it to be um, low poly? When I say classic, I do mean literally basic, like very basic shapes and you know. Um, Sorry, my brain just went a bit of a blank there. For what I'm doing. So yeah, work out the details when it comes to your style. The next thing you need to work out is what genre. You're going to make a horror. You're going to make a role play simulator. These are things that you need to work out first and foremost of what kind of game you want to make. Size will come after. Uh, Now, I've made this mistake. I know a lot of developers have made the mistake I'm about to say. Don't try and make the biggest game you possibly can for your first game. I've done it. Well, I tried to do it. It doesn't work. It and likely never will. Um, so save yourself the heartache and the time that it's going to take you to do so. Just don't try. It doesn't work out. That if that were the case, everyone would do it. Um, build up. So start small, build up. Um, for me, I've still got that massive project. It hasn't gone anywhere. It's still something I'm going to work on. It's going to get out there one day. Um, now, it depends on how you function as an individual. You might actually be able to make multiple games at one time. You might only be able to handle making a singular project at one time. Everyone's different. Just work with your own ability on that. For me, I can work on multiple things at one time. Some people around me would say, "Oh, he's full of it." Maybe a little bit. But I can do it. So just know your own ability. Know what you as a person can do. Um, you will find in studio can be quite a fidgety thing to work with. I will get into all of that. Maybe in the next episode, we'll see how we go. Um, this is more just to break down how studio works and also to really discuss what it is to develop games on Roblox. Got to turn collisions on. Dang it. Here we go. And duplicate you. Thank you. Um, so yeah, once you've worked out the story, once you've worked out all the details that you want within the game, like how you want to look, all those sort of things, then you can work out the size. The smaller, the better for the first game. Um, I need to take that lesson to heart myself. It's just don't make it the biggest game you can. It's not going to work. Uh, it takes entire studios sometimes, and sometimes even bigger, to actually make those sort of games. It's not saying that you will never make that game. It's not saying it's impossible either. But for a first timer, don't try it. You'll be setting yourself up to hurt yourself essentially. It's not something you want to do. Build the confidence, build connections, and then try and tackle such a project, but not for a first one. So I can't emphasize that enough. Don't go big first time. I've done it. Speaking from experience, it don't work. I think most people have at some point or another tried to be, you know, make this massive game and clearly don't pay attention when they're actually trying to do something either. Have tried to make a massive game for their first game and it's flopped. And it it does take a toll on each person who has tried and failed in a sense. So simply just build that time up, work to it, have that project, but don't start it immediately. Come back to it when you're a bit more experienced, when you actually understand the platform. Now, okay, so that's 3. I want it to be 2.5. Okay, thank you. So yeah, and there is, as I was saying, countless different ways you can go with your first game. There's countless different styles, etc. Just find what makes you happy, what interests you as well. We all have something different. There's no harm in that. Um, but yeah, just start small, start simply. Doesn't have to be simple like this. Simple. I'm doing this because why the heck not? Um, but definitely start on the small side and work your way up. I know I've said that a few times now, but that's true. It's exactly how to work on Roblox. So that's 9.5. So 10. So we want to take two off you. And I want to have one stud each side. Okay, so that's going to be 3. How big are you? You're 2.5. Definitely do pay attention to scale. That's another thing. I mean, these trucks are like all the vehicles I've done for this game so far, they will be well below scale. That is not the character I wanted. We'll just use the good old block character. I know it's not the classic one, but it gives you an idea. He's tiny compared to the truck. And yeah, if we bring my big avatar in, yeah, not too bad with the scale actually. Now I look at it. Anyway, try and keep to a scale though. It doesn't matter what scale, but keep everything to that scale. Is one of the best things you can do. Proportions are going to be hard. I fully get it. I still growl every now and again because a model's a bit out of proportion and makes it a bit hard to work with. I think a lot of people have that problem. It's just unfortunately Roblox characters are a bit beefy, so it's just a matter of something you have to actually get used to working with. So 2.5. I'm going to use the calculator because otherwise I'm going to screw it up. I think it's 1.75 I'm wanting. 2.5, 1.2, no, 1.25. Boy, was I off. Okay. Oh, here we go. Get rid of that for the moment. I want 10. Not that way. Not that way. So we want. Actually, do we want to have a bit of a curve? Yeah, let's have a bit of a curve. So 2.5. So we want it to be -1 from that. Each side, that's 9. Minus 2.5 from that still. That takes us to 8. No, 7.5. There we go. Yes, you will have to be pretty good at math. Speaking from experience here. So definitely refresh your math skills. It will help. And we want to make that one the 10. Dang it. There we go. Ha ha ha. Hang on. Oh. Yeah. No, actually, I like that. You know what I think about it? I like that. So we want to go ahead and negate. And then we want to put another one here. Like so. Let's just check I've done that correctly, because if I haven't, it could be quite chaotic for us. I think I have. Anyway, let's give it a shot and see how we go. Did it work? Kind of. Just a tad bit off. So I'm going to take away about 0.5, so we'll take away about 1. Can add to it as well if we need to. Nope, perfect. So yeah. Now, why did I choose to do this game? Uh, Simply because I never really, I kind of came in on the later side, so I didn't actually enjoy a lot of the classic Roblox as it's being referred to now, where cars were simply blocks. That's it. They were bricky, blocky, as simple as they could be, um, which has its own little pros and cons. I mean, some of us like it, some of us don't. we're all different. We all have different things we like and don't like. Um, but yeah, I thought I'd give it a shot, try and see if I could actually make it myself, and I am. That's exactly what I'm doing. So yeah, I'm currently working on just a tanker at the moment. Uh, version 3, as I said, it's one of 3 tankers I'm going to have possibly within the game. To be honest, I've actually got 95 different, sorry, 95, I accidentally typed that before. I've got 94 different emergency vehicle um, options currently. So to say it could be in the game is literally to say it could only be in the game. At this point, I don't know what's going to be in the game until it's in the game, or it's not. So it's going to be just wait and see. And yeah, try keeping it simple. That's the only thing I can say when you're doing something like this. Now, that doesn't mean you can't build like a good driving game. If that's what you want to do, go for it. Just remember to A, credit if you use any models from the toolbox. B, um, try and learn from those models. Now, you're not, most of these models, like just looking at the 69 Toyota Hilux here, that's a mesh model. So it's coming from a third party, um, like a Blender or something like that nature. So chances are you're not going to understand what Blender is. I will cover that in a later video, so at least you understand what Blender is. Um, but yeah, don't go crazy for your first project. You don't need to, and you don't. It's just not necessary. Learn how to use Studio. Learn what the different tools are. Learn different styles of games. Learn different genres. Master those basics. Um, if you're 13 or older, join Discord servers. Ask other developers how they did something. Try and, like, if you've seen something in a server, try and replicate it. Give it a shot. There's no harm in that. When I say try and replicate, I don't mean legitimately copy it. Add your own twist. Add your own little flavor. If they're based on something in the real world, maybe particular building or a park, a particular city, look at images of that park or that building. Just remember things like cars there are going to be issues with, which I'll cover in another video. Um, this is nothing more than an introduction to Studio. And as you saw, we pretty much put a tanker together. I'm going to add a couple of small bits and pieces to it now, off camera, but it's essentially a tanker. Actually, you know what? Let's just have the pump here. Let's not have these compartments like this. So that is a tool. Okay. So we'll get rid of that part. And I want to make, we're going to have it as 4. So I'll just move that part across like so. Because we want to have the top there. And then we want a 3. So we can put the top over. Oop. Trust me, you're going to have to get a bit fiddly with some stuff. It is just how it is. And I don't actually have my movement on, so it actually is a bit more free than what some people like to use. You'll find your rhythm. Just trial everything and see what works. That's the best way I can put it. Find what works for you. There is no one way to do anything unless you determine there is one way to do anything, to do something rather. Uh, you will hear people say, "Oh, it doesn't. You can't do it that way." Ignore it. There is no one way. There's countless ways. There's only one way if you allow there to only be one way. So, yeah, simply trial different things, trial different methods, find what works for you. Um, find what fits your vision, find what's screaming, this is me. Because when you are developing a game, you're developing something that's going to reflect you. For me, I don't know how my games reflect me at all, but apparently they do. So that's according to many people on the platform. But yeah, so I hope you've all enjoyed. Thank you for definitely tuning in. And if this video gets a good few likes and there is definitely interest in it with views, then I will continue to do videos like this. And hopefully it does help some people who are thinking about here on the platform um, and starting their Roblox development career. Um, but yeah, so hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.